it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm designing a layout for Bramble Fox using items from the January Fox box along with stencil number 53, which is now available in the store. Today I'm going to be working with the warming title and the two little cute cups of hot chocolate or coffee. I love these. They're kind of like maybe like an aubergine kind of colour is how I describe them. Not quite purple but not quite brown. They are really lovely and great for sort of autumnal and winter layouts. So we've got this photo of my little boy. Now he's at a pumpkin farm from back in October, but I just really love the photo, and it captures him being himself, and it's really like one of those photos that you just look at and it's quite heartwarming. And that's the first thing I thought when I saw this title, was rather than using it for kind of like a hot chocolatey wintry kind of layout, I wanted to use it for just a photo of my little boy that I really loved, because he does warm my heart every single day. So I'm going to use the warming title and then use some alphabet stickers to extend it to say heartwarming. So you'll see me do that in a bit. And today I'm using papers from my October 2022 Hip Kit Club kits. But these diamond shaped wooden frames you can see are from the October 21 kit, and I had a few left over, so I thought they'd be a perfect addition to work with this year's October kit. So I'm going to have them kind of arranged as like a star shape almost in my background. I'm coming out from behind my photo, but I'm backing them with patterned papers from the Hip Kit. So I'm picking colours that are kind of warming but work with my photo and with the colour of the acrylic perspectives themselves. So I've got some oranges, some kind of tealy turquoise colours, and then I've got a nice kind of purpley sort of aubergine coloured one that will go with that perspective title really well. So I'm just going to take some time to get those stuck down and cut and trimmed so I can get them into position on my background. And there we go, I've skipped through most of that for you, but I've just worked my way around backing each diamond with patterned paper, and then I've stuck them down to my background with some double-sided tape. And I've got a 3x4 photo at the moment in the middle. I do trim it down ever so slightly just because I felt like it was a little bit overpowering and covering up a lot of those diamonds, so just made it a little bit smaller. But I am going to end up making it a bit bigger because I'm going to add a white cardstock border around the edge of my photo. I do like to do this because I just feel like it gives a bit of separation between the photo and the background, just helps it stand out a bit more. And I'm also going to add a couple of layers of patterned paper behind them. So had I not have trimmed the photo down, this would have ended up being quite big and covering up too much of those diamonds. So by trimming it down, it just gave me a little bit of space to work with. And I've distressed the edges of these layers as well for a bit of texture, and then that photo is just going to sit in the centre of those diamonds. So I've got the new Bramble Fox stencil, here it is, number 53, and I absolutely adore this pattern. But I didn't want to put a lot of colour on my background. I wanted to be very precise and have a lot of control over it. So I'm just masking off an area so that I can use just one area of that stencil. And apologies, I ended up losing a little bit of footage there in the middle. I've actually taped off a second area as well because I'm going to add two different colours to my background through the stencil. So I've pulled out two ink pads. I've got I think it's a Gina K or Gina G little ink pad that came with one of my Hip kits, and that's a lovely tealy colour to match that patterned paper I've used in the diamonds. And then I've also got an orange distress ink that is Spiced Marmalade, my favourite orange, that one. And I'm just alternating between the teal and the orange, and just kind of extending that diamond design out a little bit, because that stencil, although it's like a leafy pattern, it kind of looks like diamonds as well. So it worked really well with this design, just extending the diamonds out a little bit further. And I really love how that looks. But it's another great way to use a stencil rather than adding loads of colour to the background. You could just mask a little bit off and just be really precise and controlled about the area that you use. And I've added some foam behind my photo just to help it sit up above everything else off the page. I always love to do that, and I probably say it in all my videos, but I just find it helps to draw your eye to the photo if it's raised up higher than sort of everything on the background. So I always add some foam behind. And there I am, just extending my title with the word heart. Now I couldn't decide where to put those stickers. I wanted them to show, and I didn't want them to get lost on the diamonds. And I actually thought I might just stick them on my photo. It's not something I do often. I don't like to cover a lot of my photo. But in actual fact, it's just my little boy's legs, and it's nothing sort of major in the photo. So it was almost empty space at the bottom. And I thought it worked really well adding my alphabet stickers over the photo there. And it really does stand out. So now my title is Heartwarming, and I love how that looks. And I've added the two little hot chocolates or cup of coffee. I'm not sure which one they are. I suppose that's open to interpretation. They could be either. But I've added those to the layout as well because obviously it's not very obvious in my photo, but we did go to this pumpkin barn and they do have a little coffee van there as well. It's called the Horseshoe Cafe, I think. And we did get a little hot chocolate and sat in the barn and drank those. So although it's not obvious looking at the photo, that's part of the story to me. And the journaling that I add on the back of this layout will include the story, a little bit about the day. And I will say that we sat in the barn and we ate some cookies, I think it was, and we had a hot chocolate. So it's all those details that I remember that I want my little boy to kind of look back on when he's older and reading through the journaling and looking through the albums. He probably won't remember it. He's only 5 at the moment, but you know, hopefully with a little bit of detailing on the back, he'll remember what a lovely day it was, or if he can't remember it, at least hopefully it will be documented that we had a nice time. So yeah, I always like to do my journaling on the back. I just don't like my handwriting really, and I always feel like I ruin a layout when I write on the front. So I do tend to do my journaling all on the back. Yeah, a little bit of information for you there. But I've just finished the layout off with a few little acetate leaves and pumpkins, and then I've added some splatters in the same 2 shades that I used through the stenciling just on top of it, just to extend that mixed media a bit. And that is me done. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I absolutely adore the titles and the acrylics that you get in the January Fox box. They are so perfect for autumn and winter layouts, so really versatile. So I'll leave some links in the description box below to our Bramble Fox Facebook group, our website, and also our Foxbox subscription page, so do go on and have a look. But thanks for joining me. I'll leave you with the last few close-ups and I'll see you next time.